alias Neo and are guilty of virtually every computer crime we have a law for. One of these lives has a future.
May 27th, 2026. Let's go over the alignments that occurred today. First off, let's look at the pre-market, which is this action right here. You'll see from the pre-market that we had a nice run-up in the pre-market, overnight market. Here's Asia session open, and then here's Europe session open. So look at how each session open had bullish sentiment, and we had a big run-up. And then around here, all-time highs on the NASDAQ. We had a very aggressive reversal off of this level. This is going to be a key level for a while. This is absolutely going to be a key level for at least 48 hours, and we're going to be keeping our eye on that. And so we had a big reversal, big rejection off of this huge overnight run-up, okay? And during the market today, NASDAQ, we opened with a huge sell-off, and then we struggled to break this range all day. And now, as this overnight market is beginning, as market closes, we're coming up against previous day's high right here. So previous day's high and the pre-market low, this blue and this pink, were our hypercritical levels today, and we can see the price action interacting with them very clearly, and which makes sense. That's how it always is. The story doesn't change. Only the patterns change, but the story always remains the same. And sorry, I said that backwards. The patterns always stay the same, but the story can change. So either way, let's get into the alignments that occurred today and see how we could have capitalized off of the momentum alignments. And the first one occurred right here at 8:36. And why did it occur here? Well, because all of our momentums, 1 hour, 15 minute, and our 5 minute, they're all increasing in the same direction. That's an alignment of momentum, which creates an asymmetrical distribution of probabilities, which means that you're going to have a large chance of whatever's happening continuing to happen. So this was a lot of profit that was given to you today that you could have captured. How would you have known when to enter? Okay, you look for a volume confluence. So you look for a candle where the volume is larger or is growing, a spike. Volume confluences can be different depending on who you are. Everybody can come up with their own unique volume confluences, but that is an obvious telltale sign that, hey, there's a lot of participants stepping in now. So notice how we open here. Remember, we just had before the market opened, we had this huge rejection from this level. Huge rejection. We're selling off. Okay, then the market opens. The market opens right here. It's on a 1 minute chart. And after the market opens, you play around with VWAP and you never break above. And then what do we penetrate through? We penetrate through previous day's high on a volume confluence during an alignment. So it's when people say trading is simple, it really is simple. It's your mind that's getting in the way. So that was the first opportunity, the first alignment today, which was 8:36. And the next alignment that occurs is here. Why isn't it here in this part? Why does the next alignment occur at 9:21? Why doesn't it occur here? Well, it's because when we're here, the 5 minute momentum is not expanding with our direct. Remember, we're going down. Everything is aligned to the downside. This is not going down. It's going up. So we want to wait for that first tick that aligns to the downside. We want to wait for that first tick to manifest, right? Now it's starting, and here it's concluded. Now it's already printed right there. That was the last candle. The last 1 minute candle of this momentum shift was right there. And it was also sort of a volume confluence as well on the 5 minute chart. So the alignment channel essentially started here. Why? Because the 1 minute momentum started to flip to the downside right there. But that's, the 5 minute isn't aligned yet. We want to wait till that happens, which happens about here. And what do you see? You see a big old volume confluence right there. Look at this volume confluence. So that was the next one for today. Moving on. Now we're moving on. The 5 minute is now in the green, which means we're not taking short trades. We want to wait for the 5 minute to come back into the red. 5 minutes still in the green. 5 minutes still in the green, nothing's changing, but look, our 15 is getting close to crossing over. And if it crosses over, now all of a sudden we can have opportunities to take long positions. 5 minutes still in the green, 15 minute is now crossing over. So now we're really thinking about long positions. But as you get to right here, what happens? We have an increase in selling right here. This was the soft beginning right here, because why? Momentum's going up, 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 up. Now it ticks down to the downside. Look at the 5 minute momentum. 5 minute momentum is stepping down hard. Our 1 hour is clearly telling you, like, hey, what are you talking about? I haven't done anything. We're going down right now. The 15 is now crossing back over on the equilibrium point, which is, I'll be honest with you, you shouldn't even trade these setups because things aren't clear yet. I'm just marking this so that you can reflect on the alignment. So here's the soft beginning right here. And then here is a more full, mature beginning. Down, or up, 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 ticks down. Big volume confluence. This was a wonderful setup right here. This was an absolutely beautiful setup right there. Okay, so now we go forward. Is there any more alignments that occur? Well, we're waiting for that 15 to cross back over to the green, because the 5 minutes going up. 5 minutes still holding in that green territory. And now look what's happened. The 15 has crossed over officially right before this point, right here. The 15 has crossed over, and it's about to finish. It's about to print that candle right there. So now we have upward. We have permission to take trades to the upside. So here we're waiting for the momentum to flip to the upside. That's what we want to see happen. And what happens right here? Look, down, 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 flips up. So right there is a soft opening. Why is it soft? Because the 5 minute isn't strong yet. It's weak. It just came down. That's not strong. We want it to be going up like this. We want a nice expansion. We want the momentum to be building. So right here, this 5 minute is about to finish. It's about to print and showing us that we do have an increase in momentum. See right this next candle. Now it's concluded. We have that confirmation. That's why this is an upward alignment that we're looking at right here. So you would want to wait for the next pump to the upside. See, it's going down, up. This is going down, now it's going up. You want to wait for that next pump, then you want to roll the dice. That's literally what this game is. So here, this was the most clear one. That would have been a loss. Came down, popped up. Let's look at the next one. Next one was right there. Popped up to the upside. And that was a win. You would have been able to capture quite a bit. And then the next one is here. Can you see it? Look. Going down, pops up right here. See that? So the next one was right here. Another good entry. And if we go forward a little bit more, we get another pop-up right there. Look. Down, pop back up. All while this is happening, we have the support of the 5 minute histogram expanding in our direction, which is what's required. You need to never turn your back against the 5 minute expansion. So there was 4 potential entries here in this particular momentum alignment. One was a loss, I believe we covered that, and then a few more, like 3 were wins. I forgot what the loss actually was. Oh yeah, here was the loss right here. This was a loss right here. And then now we're looking at the remainder of the market, which is always boring. But did we get an alignment in the end of the market? Did we get an alignment? Where's the 5 minute going up? Starting to go up right here. Now it's going up. Now it's crossed over to the green. Then we would look for a setup, which would be right here. Pops to the upside. That would have been a loss. Right there, that would have been a loss. Notice the 5 minute hadn't concluded yet. The 5 minute had not concluded to the upside, which was a warning to avoid the trade. Wait for a cleaner one later. Then that's market close right there. And right now we're experiencing some interesting selling volatility in the aftermarket. But with all that being said, that was all of the 1 minute chart execution, 1 minute execution time frame entries for today. And with all that being said, I will see you in the next one. Take care now.